Hey, this is David Bush, the worship pastor here at Federated. I want to talk a little bit about this week's message on keeping the Sabbath day holy, as well as highlight a new song I've written called Sunday Afternoon that speaks to some of these issues of allowing God to restore and recreate and build into us when we take time to listen and relax and hear His voice on a Sabbath day of rest. I know that a Sabbath day of rest is something our culture does not affirm, and we feel fortunate at times when we can get people to a service at all, and then they do whatever they want with the rest of their day. But we're hopeful that in realizing what God is intending through this latest commandment, and in listening to this song, you'll catch a little bit different vision on how we might be able to spend a Sabbath day's rest with the Lord. We're going to take a trip to an Iowa farm in just a few minutes and do an object lesson there. But let's first take a little bit of a listen, a cut from a concert on this song when I recently was with Ren Collective Experiment and Jess Anderson right here at Federated.
So I give them all away. I give them away. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Another Monday should be here soon. So I'm not gonna waste the time away. No, I'm gonna pray that a glorious Sunday spent with you will remind me to change my point of view and rest in the one who knows the way. Carry me away.
So I brought you out here to a farm just north of Des Moines, Iowa, to talk a little bit about soils and restoring and keeping things productive. What do I mean by all that? You know, in the Old Testament, God told the Israelites to not plant a crop every 7 years because the ground needed to have its own Sabbath to regenerate itself and to be able to restore the vitality of that soil. Here in Iowa, we do all kinds of different things because we don't want to take a year off every 7 years. So instead, we allow no-till farming that leaves stover and things like that to biodegrade and help replenish the soil's nutrients. We also go corn and soybeans and alternate year to year so that nitrogen is put into the ground. And we're also putting anhydrous ammonia, peat moss, and other fertilizers in the soil so that we can keep farming year after year after year and never take a break and continue to have great yielding crops. So what does this all have to do with a Sabbath day's rest or even a song about a Sunday afternoon? You know, our bodies and our spirits are much more fragile than soil that can remain productive for centuries. We, more than soil, need to take time aside and let God's Word speak into us, commune with Him in prayer, and listen for His voice so that we can understand what He wants to do in and through our lives. You know, Jesus didn't come to make us more productive people or more efficient people. He came to show us what a life looks like when it's rightly connected to the Father. And He says that we're supposed to be rightly connected to Him in kind of a vine and branch relationship. We can do nothing apart from Him. So we need to take time to listen, to slow down, to hear His voice, and receive His instruction for the week ahead. What better way to do that than to spend Sunday morning with the brethren and focusing on Him in church, and to spend Sunday afternoon just enjoying His presence, resting and restoring our bodies so that we'll be ready to hear His voice and do what He wants us to do for the busy week ahead. So that may or may not be Sunday for you, as Mike will explain this week. God isn't calling on us to necessarily take Sundays off, but when is that time for you? When are you going to be able to take time to especially allow God to speak to you, to soak in His Word, and to spend time with Him? I hope that this lesson and this song will be encouragement to you to take whatever day it is you need to take to spend more time in His presence listening to Him.